Hello everyone, and I'm under attack. What a start. Welcome to today's episode in Sons of Forest, per usual, chaos. Um, yeah, Virginia, you get him for me, girl. Today we're going to be going over... No, not you. Um, how to get food. He just ran away with my arrows in his face. In Sons of the Forest. And that's if these guys will let us do so. There's gonna be like essentially like a kind of like 3 or 4 ways that you can get food in Sons of the Forest. You can fish, you can hunt, you can potentially trap, or you can grow or farm your own food. And now, since we're right here by a trap, we'll just kind of go over that first real fast here. You could build the traps out of the... She's going to attack. Wow! Oh, there's a whole army over there. We might need to strategically retreat, my friends, indeed. Oh, there's some more. We are surrounded today. Essentially, what we got here is you can bring out your trap. If I can have a moment to breathe, I can show you. Oh, I might have to go get Kalvin. He's either hiding or in trouble. But if we take out this guy here, you can see the traps are right... Where are they? They're like... right here. And you have the small animal trap, the fish trap, and then you have like, the larger ones for the people. And what you saw over... I know, Virginia. Believe me. I know. What you saw... Thank you for that. Briefly over yonder was the small animal trap. We haven't had much luck in that regard just yet. And I don't know if that's like a location problem or something else. Well done. Traps are kind of like hit or miss for me. I don't really use them that often. I'm just gonna double check where Kalvin is. Okay, he's moving, so that's good, I think. Yeah, girl! Ooh, you almost... There we go. This is such chaos. So traps for me don't really work, but they are available. They are an option. I have a, for example, I have one over there. I've got a few over there, and nothing has like spawned in there. So I'm assuming it's kind of more of a location error where perhaps there just isn't any like small creatures that want to spawn in that area. I also have a fish trap, which I don't know if that left. It was around here somewhere. Or it might be further down, actually. But that also hasn't really spawned anything for me. And again, I don't know if that's because it needs to be like in a specific area. And the fishing trap itself is a little bit... Oh, there it is right there. Is a little bit glitchy in that... like it goes underneath the ground when you try to put it in deeper water, which isn't helpful because that's where I see the fish, right? And that's ideally where you'd want to put your fish trap, is where the fish are, right? So I don't know if that's like a bug or if that's just something weird going on with it. I'm not too sure. But that is a way to potentially get food if you can get the traps to work for you. Otherwise, obviously, you can go out there and hunt. There's like a lot of animals in this game. There's moose around, moose, whatever. There's deer, there's some rabbits, squirrels, birds, and turtles as well. Just kind of like hanging around for you to murder at your leisure and get all their food. The turtles especially are nice because you can get I think it's like 2 or 3 meat out of them. So they're like a really good source of food. Obviously, moose and deer provide a lot of food as well. So if you are inclined to hunt, you can go ahead and grab a bow and head out into the woods. You can find them all over in the woods, honestly. So no shortage there. Obviously, that's different in winter. In winter, things are a little bit scarce, particularly when it comes to food. So you might not be quite so lucky when it comes to hunting in the wintertime. So something to keep in mind about that. Now you can also fish in the game. We're going to run over here so I can show y'all. And I honestly just fish with my axe. I'll take my axe out, and I happen to be actually kind of like over a bunch of fish where they like to spawn in. So I will go over here where they usually are. As long as they don't hit my base in the process, right? Let's see. Get under here a little bit. There's one. So yeah, so they kind of like all kind of like spawn throughout this area. Oh, there we go. I can grab them. I really don't want to hit my base, but there we go. So literally, you just hit it, grab it, boom, you got your fish. So you can just do that like in air. They're like all, you know, obviously all over the place. Especially, I tend to, you know, I'm on the ocean, so I see them in the ocean. And they kind of like gather around about the parts where like starts to get a little bit deeper in the water is where you can potentially find them. So fish are a great source of food in my opinion. You can also have Kalvin gather fish for you. He is great at it, let me tell you. Just go to like any kind of like river, and when you're there with Kalvin, just tell him, hey, go get me some fish, and he will just go to town with it. I left him alone for like 5 or 10 minutes, came back, and he had so much fish. There was just this giant spawn pile of fish. I couldn't even carry it all home. It all you know, rot before I could do anything with it. So he's really good at getting fish. So if you're like really low on food, just have Kalvin go to town on a river, and he'll be amazing at it. He'll take care of you. He's actually not the only one either. Virginia also can get you some food. And once you kind of like befriend her, she'll start to bring like, you know, like berries and squirrels, even fish too. She'll bring it right to you. She's a random one. You're never quite sure when she's gonna bring it, but you know, that is a source of food she does bring to you now and then, which is just super lovely of her, right? Now our little final option for food is to actually grow it. You can make some planters. I got 2 over here that I have actually recently made. I'll just kind of hop up and show you what I got here. So here's our planters. We can just pop the seed right in here. We've got a few here. I think I'm going to just do the blueberry for now. And that'll grow over time. And the cool thing about this is that Kalvin and Virginia will also eat from here. Obviously they can't because I'm in the water, so they can't reach me, so I'll be fixing that eventually. But they will come and eat these too, which is kind of nice. You know, just give them a little bit of food too. They deserve it. They work hard. But otherwise, you can just build a lot of these, and they do have like their seasons and stuff. They're not always in bloom. So you'll need to, you know, keep that in mind if that's something that you want to kind of, you know, increase your supply of. But that is something to, you know, just potentially sustain you when things get a little rough. So yeah, so that's basically 3 ways to get food. You can trap it if you get the traps to work for you. You can hunt it, you can fish it, you can grow it, and your little AI companion friends here can help you too. As a bonus, a few bonus tips here when it comes to food. You can increase your storage by building a dryer. And if you want to do that, you're gonna you're gonna press B to bring up your little build menu. You're gonna go to this option here. That's like kind of like the storage icon. And when you click through it, there we go. You'll see the drying rack option, and you'll see that you need 13 sticks for that. So you just put that down. You fill it with all the sticks, and then you have you know, this here, and you can put your you know, your meat and whatnot directly on it. So you can just press E, and then you just throw it on there like that. And it'll dry after a few days. Oh, I think Virginia's actually bringing us food right now. Wow, how thoughtful. And I will recommend, if you don't want the food to like rot, make sure you put it on the dryer like shortly after you get it like in your inventory, like shortly after you capture it, as best you can anyway. But that will eventually dry out, and then you can eat it whenever. It doesn't rot, so that's really nice. And it also is just acts as extra storage for you as well. You know, so not a bad way to like, you know, make sure you have meat and stuff ready for you know, the winter time when things get a little bit scarce. What you bringing for me, girl? You got berries for me? What do you have? She does. She has berries. Very kind. Thank you. Blackberries. I can't right now. I know you want to lead me somewhere. I've literally already been there, but not right now. Thank you. Sorry. So you know, that's an option. I'm so sorry. Is the drying rack. As another like quick little bonus tip. Do not let your food burn. It'll be a big waste. When you throw the food on here, actually we can just remove that, and I'll show you real fast here. Make a campfire, press and hold E, throw the fish on there, and there it is. You're going to want to keep an eye on it, which means try not to cook during at night if you can help it, just because it's a little bit hard to see the color of the fish. Not impossible, especially if you take out your lighter. but it does make it a little bit difficult to see. But you're gonna wait until the fish buddy, don't go on the fire. Until it turns brown. Yeah, until it turns brown. That indicates that the food is, perfectly cooked and ready to be eaten. You don't want it to burn because you will not get the full food effect, so it won't really, oh, there we go. It won't increase your food that well, and more importantly, it'll drain your hydration, which isn't great if you're trying to stay hydrated, right? So, boom, that boosted our hunger completely up, which is really great. So, just try not to burn your food. It's just a waste of everything, to be honest, if you do. But that's basically it for getting food in Sons of the Forest. Hopefully your food collection goes a little bit smoother and less chaotic than mine, but let's be honest, it's Sons of the Forest. That's impossible to ask for, right? But if you do have any other questions about, gathering food or cooking it or anything like that, do let me know in the comments. If you have any other strategies for, getting a good amount of food besides having just Kalvin go to town on the river's fish, do let us know in the comments as well. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. But until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.